Good evening, everybody. Oh my gosh. It looks like we're going to see the end of an airline tonight. Spirit Airlines will reportedly cease operations for good at 3 a.m. Eastern Time, 2 hours, 19 minutes, 29 seconds. The end of Spirit Airlines. It's not often that you see a major airline go out of business. But it looks like that's going to be happening unless something crazy happens, something unplanned. 2 hours in less than 19 minutes. And look at this. Look at Flight Radar 24. These are the Spirit Airlines flights still in the air. We have this one. Oh, that one's about to land. Oh, I think it's landing. Oh, maybe it already landed. Looks like that one already landed. That one landed. All right, so that one landed. That's not going to be on there for that long. Norfolk to Fort Lauderdale. How about this one? That one is going to New Orleans, but is this one about to land or did it already land? What's going on with this one? I'm so confused. Hey, look, this one is going to land in 17 minutes. How about this one? Oh, this one's going to land in 23 minutes. Spirit Airlines from Fort Lauderdale. This one's going to land in 25 minutes. This one's going to land in 25 minutes. And how about this one? That's going to land in 8 minutes. Oh my gosh. There are not many. Are these going to be the last ones? Or are we going to see more? I don't know. How about this one? Ooh. Oh, that one just landed. This one just landed. New York to Los Angeles. Just got in. Just got in. New York. That was the number 1 tracked plane, but that has just landed. So just a few planes here. What's the next one to land? I think maybe this Chicago one. About 7 minutes left in this Fort Lauderdale to Chicago. You know what? It may be time for 3D view on Flight Radar 24. Oh my gosh, it's the yellow Spirit Airlines plane, one of the last ones maybe ever to land. It's going into Chicago. ORD is O'Hare, right? Maybe? It's either O'Hare or Midway. Oh, I'm sorry. YouTube is doing that thing again. You know, YouTube has this bug. Even if you set it you shouldn't be getting ads. You have to tell it to YouTube. If you set it for no ads, then you have to tell it that again after you start the stream. But you shouldn't be getting more ads because I already told it no ads during the stream. So, all right, guys. Wow, we got only a few flights out now. In the air, we are looking right now at O'Hare, going into O'Hare International Airport. This Airbus 321, maybe one of the last Spirit flights ever. Can you believe it? Hey, really quick, thanks for your support. Midwest Exposure. I haven't seen that Midwest Exposure. I'll keep an eye out for that. Stony MI. Thank you. And Campa Peliao, who says, as a Spirit flight attendant, the AFA told us in official communication Spirit has been permanently ceased operations. Campa Peliao, are you a Spirit flight attendant? I'm sorry if that's the case that your airline is going away. I hope you can find other work soon. Mitchell Pilot, thank you. Waltham Mass, thanks for the memberships. Tim M6, thanks for being a member. Macassera, SMC Acera, SM Casera. Thank you for being a member. Also, thanks to our moderators here. Real quick, Ruth is moderating. Thank you, Ruth. And Linda Belk, Larry, and Misha over on X. Really quickly, thanks to moderators on Twitch, Idaho Star, Matthew Kohai 3, and Surly Dev. Also thanks to Booba Tuba and Starchface and Matthew Kohai 3 for your support on Twitch. Thank you. And also our Facebook moderators. Let me just thank them. And then we're going to get you back to Flight Radar 24. Hang on one second here. We have, really quick, Kay Lowry Body is moderating over on Facebook. Shannon Davis Hughes, Andrea Holder. Thank you so much. Okay, look at this. One of the last... we're hearing two of me. One of the last Spirit flights. It is getting close to landing. It is Fort Lauderdale to Chicago O'Hare Airport. It is going to land in 4 minutes. We are looking at flightradar24.com. Will we never see the yellow Spirit planes flying again? Wow. So just a few in the air right now, and I think this is the next one to land. 5 minutes left until this one lands, and then a few after that. Heading to O'Hare Airport. One of our viewers had mentioned that previously tonight at a Spirit Airlines terminal. Oh, no. It was an LAX terminal, too. There was a suspicious item, but that was cleared. Doesn't even say Spirit Airlines terminal. There was a... Oh, no, it says Spirit Airlines terminal. CBS LA said Spirit Airlines, there was a suspicious item investigation, but officers cleared the scene. So that has been cleared. Okay, look at this. Just now it's saying 5 minutes until the landing. Then there's a few landing in a few minutes after this, but this is landing at O'Hare Airport. Wow, look at this. Unless something miraculous happens in the last couple minutes, in the next couple hours, 3 a.m. Yes, as Danny Kane says, we're witnessing live the end of Spirit Airlines. It's terrible. $11,000 people work there, plus other people are, there's other people who work with the airline who are not full-time employees. Now, one article I said is it's possible that a lot of the employees will get picked up by other airlines. So hopefully that happens. But that's not good. Spirit Airlines has been in financial trouble for years. It's been in and out of bankruptcy the last couple of years. But one big thing that happened this year is the fuel prices, jet fuel prices, I think around doubled since the war started. That didn't help. But they have been in financial distress for years. No, this is not the last flight. This is one of the last flights. There are several after this. But they're going to be landing soon. I don't know if any of them are going to take off. All right, we have about, it says 4 minutes till landing. Can we see the, I can't see the runway yet. Oh, is that going to be it right there? I don't even know. We'll see. Yeah, one of our viewers, Cliff, said flights due in Dallas, Fort Worth in the coming minutes. So we'll go to those, but we're going to watch this one land at O'Hare Airport. No bailout. Reportedly, there will be no bailout. This is for real. This is not bankruptcy and it comes back. This is not it shuts down for a month. This is shut down forever. End of Spirit Airlines. Sell off the assets. This is the end of Spirit Airlines. 3 minutes till landing. 3 minutes. Again, there's just a handful of planes, Spirit planes, in the skies right now. Thanks, by the way, so much to Gary Baines for the memberships and A Wendy 2041 for the memberships. Please thank somebody if they give you a gift membership or a gift subscription. And Kampa Palau, who I believe works at Spirit Airlines. So again, I hope Kampa Palau can find other work soon. And sorry to all the Spirit employees about what is happening. So this plane is supposed to land in 3 minutes. Now, where's the, I don't see the runway yet, though. I'm looking. We are looking at Flight Radar 24. Yes, forever, ever, ramen in my tum-tum, thank you. This is closing for good. I mean, this doesn't happen very often. There's only so many airlines to begin with. Two minutes till landing for this one. Just a handful of planes still flying for Spirit. About 2 hours and 7 minutes until official ceasing of operations, reportedly. This is one of the last flights. Air Force family says you can still buy a ticket on their site. Well, what can I say? I mean, maybe they haven't shut down their website. I would not advise buying a ticket on their site, given the news reports that say it's shutting down in 2 hours and 7 minutes. All right. Supposedly, this is landing in about 2 minutes, this plane, at O'Hare Airport in Chicago. This is not the last flight. It is one of the last flights. Shelley says, we were truly sideswiped by this closing, ruined our trip to San Juan, Puerto Rico. Terrible. I don't know if other airlines might, give you a discount if you have Spirit tickets or what. I have no idea. Okay, this is supposed to land. This is very close to landing. This flight, it is at 3,550 feet, 3,550 feet. Sorry, you can see the altitude there. 3,550. 3,500 feet. One of the last Spirit planes, one of the last handful of Spirit planes is landing very shortly. Altitude now 3,175. Tanks a Lot says, this has ruined many vacations. Wow. All right, where is the runway? Now it says 3 minutes away. Before the estimate was off. Where is the runway? Very soon we should see the runway. This is the number 3 tracked plane worldwide right now on Flight Radar 24. I wonder if the people on the plane realize that they are on one of the last Spirit flights ever. I wonder if the pilots and the flight attendants are talking about it on the plane when they make their announcements. Okay, it says that the altitude is now about 1,600 feet. I think I'm seeing the airport up there. I think I see the airport right here where my pointer is. Oh my gosh, this is one of the last ones, just a handful still up there. One of the last Spirit planes coming into land. Cue up closing time, says Nashville Lou. Unbelievable. It is coming into land right now. Look at this. We are watching one of the last Spirit planes ever, presumably, land, coming into land right now. There it is. It's coming into land. Look at this. There's the altitude on the left, 900 feet. There it is, making its way towards O'Hare Airport, the runway. It's just about there. And it is almost there. And look at this. There it is, coming into land right now, this Airbus A321 plane. It looks like it's landed to me. Wow. Wow. There it is at O'Hare Airport. Spirit Airlines, one of the last ones. Master Pants says safe. It's slowing down now. Ground speed 64 miles an hour. It is on the ground. Look at this. Okay, so welcome to Chicago, says Chris F. There you go. Now let's go back and see how many planes are still out there. How many Spirit planes? So that one just landed there. How many are still out there? Okay, look at this. We have this is the Spirit filter. My Spirit filter is on. Just a few. What's the number one tracked plane is right there. Oh, what's this one? That's landing in 10 minutes. This one's landing in 10 minutes in Dallas. That one's landing in 8 minutes in Dallas. And this one's landing in 2 minutes. Hey, this one's in 2 minutes from Fort Lauderdale. It's landing in Dallas. 3D view. Oh my gosh. Here's another one. This one's coming in from Fort Lauderdale. Same plane model, Airbus 321. This one is about to land in Dallas. One of the last few planes. Spirit Airlines. 2 hours and 1 minute until reportedly Spirit will shut down for good. Why are they closing? Because their business is they have lost too much money. Basically, they can't afford to keep operating. That's the basic summary. We'll talk more about it, but in essence, that's what's going on. And no one they cannot find anyone to put money into the company that in a way that is acceptable to the current investors who own the company. They have been in and out of bankruptcy multiple times the last couple of years. 2 minutes left until this, one of the last few Spirit Airlines planes right here. You know, it was thought that maybe the Trump administration would reach a deal and invest money, and then in exchange for taking ownership of part or most of the airline. But apparently the deal didn't work out. Reportedly, the owners of the airline, the investors who loaned money to the airline, the deal was not acceptable to them. one report said that they didn't agree with the fact that if the bailout happened, the current bondholders who have priority on getting funds out of the airline would no longer have priority. All right. Look at Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. It's coming into land. One of the last Spirit planes. Excuse me. I have to hydrate. Here we go. Another one coming in, just a few still left. This one is coming into land. Altitude 1250. You can see it on the left there on Flight Radar 24. I wonder if the people know on board. I'm sure the employees know. Wonder if the passengers know they are apparently on one of the last Spirit flights ever. Wow. It's coming into land right now. Excuse me. We are watching this Spirit flight from Fort Lauderdale to Dallas. It's about to land at Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. Here we go. Coming in for landing. Another one. Wow. One by one they are landing. And looks to me like a good landing. I think it's landed. Vertical speed 0. Well, we'll see. Is it on the ground? Ground speed 120. Ground speed 87. I think it's landed. Number 2 tracked plane worldwide. Well, that one's done. That one is done. Yes, cease operations forever. This one just landed. Thank you, by the way, to Crypto King. Thank you, Haniel Vargas. Thanks, Ramen in My Tum Tum. Thanks, also, Air Force Family. Thanks, MJ Nelson. All right, so this one is now taxiing this Spirit plane. Wow. So let's go back to the full map now. And now, how many are left? I'm only seeing a couple Spirit flights. Are there only 2 or 3 on the map? Let's see. This one is going to land. I don't even know what the deal with that one is. Coming into Dallas, another one coming into Dallas. Let's look right here. So one just landed. All right, that's number 3 worldwide. That's number 1 worldwide. But this one's, that one's about to land. They're both about to land. Hold on, this one's about to land too. From Chicago to Dallas-Fort Worth. Look at both of these are about to land. Another one. I think these are the 2 of the last 3 or 4 on the map. Altitude 1925. For some reason, I don't know if this one is painted white, but it has. We're getting the white avatar here. This is not the last flight because there's one after this. This is one of the last flights of Spirit ever. Now, Randy Man said they're having a ceremony at DFW for Spirit. Is that true? I have to look that up after, maybe. But this is one of the last ones. Haniel says, I flew on them back in April to Ohio. Over 5,000 people tracking this flight right now on Flight Radar 24, 1,300 feet. One of the last few. One of the last few landing, as we are now under 2 hours until Spirit permanently shuts down operations. Look at this. It is coming in. It is coming in to land. Hey, thanks again, A. Wendy, for the memberships. Look at this. One of the last Spirit flights ever. It is about to land right now at Dallas Fort Worth, and I think there's one right behind it. Here it is. There's this one. Looks like a good landing. Dallas Fort Worth, Spirit. Ground speed 110, vertical speed 0. I think we might have a landing. Look at that. And ground speed 90. So that one landed. And then where's the other one? Where's the other one? Look at that right behind it. Right behind it. There's another one right there coming in to land. Number 1 tracked plane worldwide, over 10,000 people. This one's coming in too. This is either the last or one of the last of the Spirit ones. In theory, it could be the last one. I don't know. I'm not sure. This might be the last one out there. We got to watch this one land, though. Detroit to Dallas Fort Worth. Is this the last one? Is this the last one? It may be. It may be. Yeah, Alex Silverman, who's a news reporter in LA, he thinks this is the last one. This is possibly the last one. This is possibly the last Spirit flight ever. Wow. Over 11,000 people tracking this flight. Unbelievable. You do not see this happen often. Major airlines cease operations forever. Well, it's very close now. 650, 575. This is possibly the last Spirit plane ever to land. Possibly. And there it is. It's coming in. It's coming in to land. Is this the last Spirit plane ever to fly? It looks like it is on the ground. Wow. Looks like we have a landing. Over 13,000 people tracking that plane on Flight Radar 24. One hour and 50 minutes until Spirit reportedly will shut down forever. Oh, by the way, Flight Radar 24 said that many believe this is the final flight. That is from Flight Radar 24. So Flight Radar 24 says many believe this plane you're watching that just landed, NKS 1833, is the final flight of Spirit Airlines. Vinnie Hagen says nothing lasts forever. Mr. Ray Romantico says, to my fellow aviation high school mechanics, that this was the go-to after graduating. I salute you. Thank you also, Anak. Wow. Thank you also, Ramen in My Tum Tum, for the memberships. It's too bad we don't have. I don't have a like a live stream from the airport. I don't know if they're doing something in particular to. Maybe they're kind of marking the occasion there. As this possibly the last Spirit plane ever flight taxis on the runway at Dallas Fort Worth Airport. End of an era, says Anti Honey. End of an era. Do the passengers on this plane know that they're potentially on the last Spirit flight? Mongol Mama says, very sad. John Ostrower, who I follow, he is an aviation journalist. He just posted that this flight has landed, and it is expected that this flight will be the final arrival for Spirit Airlines. Again, you are looking on Flight Radar 24 at the post-landing taxiing of what is believed to be the final Spirit Airlines flight ever. Wow. Susan Stater says, this breaks my heart. Plutonium says, wonder if they did a water cannon. That I don't know. I believe last year Spirit flew over 30 million passengers, and I believe the previous year it was over 40 million passengers, if I have that right. We'll talk more about Spirit Airlines after we watch this plane taxi. One of our viewers said only right ending at DFW. Is that their biggest airport, Spirit? No, I believe Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood is their biggest. Dallas is one of their key bases, apparently, but I think Fort Lauderdale is their biggest one, from what I can see online. Dallas is one of their operating bases, though, as according to Wikipedia. I might be wrong about Fort Lauderdale, though. Nope, I think it is Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood. Oh, look, I think it's just about at the gate now. The last Spirit flight ever. Yes. Midwest exposure, from what I understand, the airline is going to sell its assets. That's my understanding, is that it's going to sell the assets. No rebrand. Sell off the assets. Thank you, Midwest Exposure. Thanks, Motivational Living. Thanks, Philip Nelson, who says goodbye, Spirit Airlines. Jen Haneke. Think of all the people who worked for Spirit Airlines, who flew on Spirit Airlines. I remember flying a month ago, seeing all these people flying on Spirit Airlines when I went to Chicago. Matt92 Machine says, not quite as significant as the end of the Concorde, but still. The flight tracker is Flight Radar 24. You can check it out at flightradar24.com. They also have an app, Flight Radar 24. We are looking at 3D view. It is still taxiing. The last one. Thank you, Jen Haneke. Thanks, Mr. Ray Romantico says, this makes me feel old. We're going to take more comments from you. We're going to talk about this more. But we've been keeping our eye on this last Spirit Airlines flight. I think it's pulling into the gate. I mean, look at this. It clearly looks like it's pulling into the gate. Look at this. Wow. Wow. The last pull-in ever. Right to the gate. Wow. There you go. Ground speed 1 mile an hour. Deadly Dylan says business is cruel. There it is. The Knight's Palace says it's over. AFK Alien says it has arrived. Ground speed 0. Ground speed 0. I don't believe there are any more on the map. I'm going to look on the map again. Yeah, we just saw that one land. Now this one I think is on the ground here. This one here was Houston to, it says to not available. This does not look like it's going anywhere. I don't know, but it certainly looks like it's just there. So I don't think that's going anywhere. That's on the radar at least, but and then that's the one that just landed. And I think, is this the one we saw land? This says not available, Chicago to not available. So I don't know if this one is just taxiing here. I mean, yeah, that looks like it's just at the gate. I don't see anyone flying. I don't see anyone flying right now. Let's talk some more about this. By the way, thank you to our moderators. 1 hour and 40 minutes, by the way. Thank you to our moderators. Ruth is moderating over on YouTube. Thank you so much, Ruth. We also have moderating Linda Belk, Larry Misha over on X. Moderate for us on Twitch. We have Idaho Star, Matthew Kohai 3, Cyrilly Devon, Teriak. Thank you. Also, thank you to Rupert Lionheart and in Austin on Twitch. Thanks, and thanks for the gift sub, and in Austin. Thanks, Beautiful Profanity, for subscribing on Twitch. Who buys the planes? I mean, I wonder if other airlines buy them, but I'm not sure. Adam Isn't. Thank you so much, Adam Isn't, for the 5 gift subs. That's very nice of you, Adam Isn't. Also, and in Austin for another gift sub. Thank you, Starchface, for subscribing. And also Devil Doc for subscribing. And also thanks to our Facebook moderators as well. John, I think we have Kay Larry Body, John Anderson, Shannon Davis Hughes, Andrea Holder. Did I get everybody? I hope. Thank you, Michael Clayton, for subscribing, Dolly Clark for subscribing. Donald Slate Holmes said at one point, Spirit Aviation holding stock experienced a massive surge driven by speculation there would be a bailout. Now, It is not. I was reading about this. Spirit Airlines is not publicly traded. It was publicly traded until 2024. Then it went into bankruptcy. So now it's owned by its creditors. But I don't really fully understand this, but there's some stock that's still floating around. But basically, my understanding is that stock, the Spirit stock that's still floating around, it's highly unlikely when a company collapses and it's when something happens like this, where it's public and then it stops being public. Um, some stock can still be out there, but usually that stock is never worth anything. I don't really know how this works. I was reading about it, but my point is there is some Spirit stock still out there, but it's not a publicly held company. For some reason, some of the stock stays out there, and my understanding is that normally it's highly speculative to bet on that stock, to buy that stock, because in most instances, from what I read, that stock never ends up worth anything. So it's a little confusing that there's stock out there, but it's not a publicly owned company. Some of you finance people probably understand that way better than me. Maybe we can read about it more later. I was trying to read up on that a little while ago before coming on the air. Now, let's check for updates here. Again, apparently the last Spirit plane has landed. And let me just quickly... peek here. Here, look at this. Spirit Airlines prepares to shut down operations overnight. Oh my gosh. Here, look at this. Why am I hearing two of myself? Okay. Valerie Maglio Ecchetti says, this is a sad, emotional time for people who this airline closure will negatively impact. I absorb sad news much better. Well, so I'm glad we can cover this for you. But yes, it's very sad. Over 11,000 employees. So you can see here, bankrupt discount carrier Spirit Airlines is preparing to cease operations around 3 a.m. Eastern time, says Reuters. Two people close to the discussions told Reuters late on Friday a Spirit board meeting ended without an agreement to rescue the company. One of the people said, "The collapse of Spirit will result in thousands of lost jobs and marks the first airline to fall in part due to Spirit was in trouble anyway, but in part it is going out of business due to a doubling in jet fuel prices during the 2-month-old Iran war." They point out that President Trump had been talking about saving this airline, but a deal could not be worked out. No carrier of Spirit's size has liquidated in 2 decades. I told you, this is not a common occurrence. No carrier of this size has I assume this is in the U.S., has liquidated in 2 decades. Spirit accounted for 5% of U.S. flights at one point. Spirit helped keep fares lower in markets where it competed against major carriers. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy told Reuters he had tried to get many airlines to buy Spirit but found no takers. What would someone buy, Duffy asked. If no one else wants to buy them, why would we buy them? Hang on a moment here. Again, no U.S. carrier of Spirit size has liquidated in 2 decades. Wow. Sean Duffy, the transportation secretary, said the Trump administration made an extraordinary effort to try and save Spirit, but you can't breathe life into a corpse. Given that the company should make its intentions clear for the sake of its customers and employees. Oh, no, this isn't Sean Duffy. The previous paragraph was Sean Duffy. This is a creditor close to the deal. Someone who loans money close to the deal, said the Trump administration made an extraordinary effort to try to save Spirit, but you can't breathe life into a corpse, given that the company should make its intentions clear for the sake of customers and employees. I don't think there's been an official announcement from Spirit about it shutting down at 3 a.m. President Trump had said Friday the White House had given Spirit and its creditors a final proposal to try to rescue the bankrupt airline. The White House had contacted other airlines to discuss how to accommodate people with Spirit tickets. United Airlines, Frontier Airlines, American Airlines, and JetBlue Airlines said on Friday they were preparing to support Spirit customers. I don't know how. Continuing on with this report from Reuters, the Association of Flight Attendants president Sarah Nelson said Spirit's fate was in Trump's hands and a shutdown could cost nearly 20,000 jobs. Trump said last month the administration was looking to buy the embattled carrier at the right price. Sources said the Trump administration had proposed $500 million in financing in exchange for warrants equivalent to 90% of Spirit's equity. There had been disagreements inside the Trump administration over whether and how to fund the bailout, the Wall Street Journal said. Not all Spirit bondholders were on board with the deal. Now, there is a little bit of Spirit stock floating around. Again, this is not a publicly held company, but for some reason, they do have some stock floating around. Their volatile over-the-counter stock was last down 25% on Friday. Shares of Frontier Airlines rose 10%, while JetBlue gained 4%. A little background here. Spirit had reached a deal with its lenders. Let me actually, you can't see the bottom of the page. So let me just do this so you can see this right there. Spirit had reached a deal with its lenders that would have helped it emerge from its second bankruptcy by late spring or early summer. Okay? But those plans derailed after the war triggered a spike in jet fuel prices, upending Spirit's cost projections and complicating its bankruptcy exit. The carrier had built its turnaround plan that it was currently going through on jet fuel costs averaging about $2.24 a gallon in 2026 and $2.14 a gallon in 2027. According to March disclosures. By the end of April, however, the actual price of jet fuel had climbed to around $4.51 a gallon, double the level assumed in its projections. So they had this plan to get out of bankruptcy that they were going through, but that plan assumed gasoline, jet fuel at about $2.24 for 2026. Well, you know what? It's now $4.51. A couple of our viewers have mentioned a suspicious package at Spirit Airlines terminal in LA. That has already been cleared. We talked about that earlier in the stream. Earlier tonight, there was a suspicious package investigation at the Spirit terminal in LA, and that has been cleared already by police. Give me one moment here. I think CBS Los Angeles had said that. Yes, officers cleared the scene by about 90 minutes ago, according to CBS News. About 30 minutes after the item was reported. Well, cleared the scene. I assumed that cleared the scene meant that they cleared it like the terminal was evacuated and then they cleared the scene. My understanding was that by cleared it means they said there's nothing, no issue. But maybe it was poorly worded. Hang on. Yes, police, yes. Police cleared the item about a half hour after it was reported, according to Fox 5 San Diego. Okay, so let's take some comments from you guys. I'm going to take some comments from you guys. The revealing of Katya J says, I've flown Spirit one time and vowed to never do it again. I think I flew Spirit some years ago, a number of years ago. I don't even remember. That might sound strange, but I honestly don't remember, but I think it was Spirit. Yes, my Florida points out that there's no more Spirit planes on Flight Radar 24. None there. No Spirit planes on Flight Radar 24 right now. The Spirit filter is empty. Blackberry says, I like the yellow plane though. You know, I don't even know that Spirit has even announced officially that they're shutting down. There was really nothing on their X account. You can see their X account has not posted since April 7th. Their X account has not posted since April 7th. It says, well, on the main account, it says something about soda on a plane just hits different. Sky bubbles. Now, I did notice, who said this? Was it John Ostrower? Somebody figured out that they were still replying, and he thought that their social media bot was on. Yeah, John Ostrower thinks that their social media bot is on. Look, because 11 minutes ago, you can see these replies, but John Ostrower thinks these are just automated replies. Like somebody said, I have 4 flights scheduled this month. Am I at risk of them being canceled? Our flights are operating as scheduled. The most important thing to know is that Spirit continues to operate and offer high-value travel options. If you look at their replies, we want to help. Send us a direct message with your reservation info when you have a chance. Our flights are operating as scheduled. The most important thing to know is that Spirit continues to operate and offer high-value options. The most important thing to know is that Spirit continues to operate and offer high-value travel options. Our flights are operating as scheduled. DMS for further help. We hear you and want to help. So it does appear that maybe it's automated. I don't know. Plutonium thinks AI agent. Now, how about their website? Their website is up. I don't see anything on their website about going out of business. They still have the free Spirit MasterCard offer up. I wonder if there's like weird legal reasons. I have no idea, but I wonder like if they're not allowed to post stuff about shutting down operations beforehand just for some weird legal reason. But I don't see anything about it on the website, at least on the first part, at least on the front page. Kriuk says very limited time offer. Charles said, I'm still able to book a flight for tomorrow AM. Well, anyone who's thinking of booking a flight, again, you should be aware that multiple reports say they will be ceasing operations in an hour and 23 minutes. Oh, there's a guy who posted, AZ Intel found a video online from a guy who posted a video of the last 2 Spirit Airlines flights landing at DFW. I'll post a link to that in the chat. We watched it on Flight Radar 24. Wow, guys. Let me show you some more about this. We should talk about the history of Spirit Airlines a little bit too. Just hang on a moment here. Hang on one moment, please. Thanks for your patience as we bring you live coverage. Here is what AP is reporting. Oh my gosh. Spirit Airlines appears closer to a shutdown as time dwindles for a government bailout. Well, reportedly those negotiations have ended now. Deadly Dylan says Spirit won't let me book a flight to Miami. I haven't actually tried to book a Spirit flight tonight because reportedly they're going out of business. Cash-strapped Spirit Airlines appeared closer to a shutdown after Friday came and went without a needed government bailout. By the way, I haven't seen President Trump post about it tonight. I was wondering if he might post about it tonight, but I don't see anything. I was looking on True Social. A person familiar with the matter said preparations were being made for a Saturday shutdown. It is Saturday right now. They spoke on condition of anonymity. Spirit Airline canceled 52 flights on Friday compared to only 3 the previous day. Spirit lawyer Marshall Hubner said about 17,000 jobs could be impacted by a shutdown. That is tough. Spirit has struggled financially since the COVID pandemic, weighed down by rising operating costs and growing debt. By the time it filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in November 2024, Spirit had lost more than $2.5 billion since the start of 2020. So COVID pandemic really hurt them. The budget carrier sought bankruptcy protection again in August 2025 when it reported having $8.1 billion in debts and $8.6 billion in assets. Supporters of a rescue, including labor unions representing Spirit's pilots, flight attendants, and ramp workers, say a collapse would put thousands of Americans out of work and hurt consumers by reducing airline competition and increasing airfares. About 17,000 jobs could be impacted, according to Spirit lawyer Marshall Hubner. Budget-conscious and leisure travelers would likely feel Spirit's absence the most, especially in places where the airline has a big footprint, such as Las Vegas. I wonder if I flew Spirit to Las Vegas at some point. That is possible. And the Florida cities of Fort Lauderdale and Orlando. Oh, I can find it. I flew Spirit Airlines back in 2018, I guess. I guess? I don't even remember. Was it 2018? I guess for work or something. I think I flew for work from Atlanta to Detroit. I don't even remember. I can confirm I have flown on Spirit Airlines. I think I might have flown it further ago to Vegas, longer ago. Spirit Airlines flew about 1.7 million domestic passengers in February, roughly 500,000 fewer than the same month a year earlier. Spirit has also sharply reduced its capacity with about half as many seats available this month as 2 years ago in May. Guys, Spirit Airlines, wow. 1 hour, 18 minutes until the reported shutdown for good of Spirit Airlines. By the way, thank you to, Pizza of Rhodes said somebody in the AFTV Discord chat claimed that they are a former Spirit Airlines flight attendant and said they had only had communication from their union, which confirms everything is ceasing at 3 a.m. Now, I can't confirm that. Thank you so much, the Pizza of Rhodes. My thoughts with everybody who works for Spirit Airlines. It's terrible. Joe Beatty. Joe says Trump will announce a 2-week reprieve. I don't believe he has the power to do that. Any deal that to bail out the airline needs to have the approval of its creditors, the investors who have kept the airline afloat. And reportedly, there is no such deal. I don't know that President Trump has any kind of power to. I have not heard that he has any kind of power to mandate that the airline stay in business. Thank you so much, Lewis R. Lewis says, tough blow for Atlantic City, New Jersey. Spirit is so many of the daily flights there that it will really impact the ramp folks and concession workers. The other thing is I would think it's impactful also because it's kind of sudden, because it wasn't clear until in the last few days, there's been serious talk that there would be some kind of bailout. So it's not like it's been known for sure for months that it was going out of business. Thank you, Girl Hack. Girl Hack says, bye-bye, Spirit. Thank you, Claudio. Thanks, Claudio. I appreciate it. Also, Kim Owens. Thank you, Kim Owens and Mad Vet. Yeah, Mad Vet, we actually talked about that earlier, that the last... I think we on our earlier broadcast tonight, we showed that the last 4 planes, Spirit flights out of Los Angeles had been canceled. That was up on the site hours ago. We were talking about that on the earlier broadcast. You know what? I don't even think now that it's Saturday, I don't even know if I can get it. What does it say? Is it even listed there anymore? Yes. So we were looking at this earlier. Spirit. Those were the last 4 for the day, leaving Los Angeles. Actually, you know what? This isn't even there was one before this, I think, because this one wasn't even there before. So I think there was one before this that was canceled too, if I remember right, that we were looking at earlier. I initially saw this when Alex Silverman posted about it. Yeah, there was like a 6:33 p.m. one that was canceled too. JJ the Trap Extraordinaire says the free market has spoken. Thank you, Jesus UCSB. Will we get some kind of announcement from Spirit Airlines itself, guys, about this? Someone posted, I cannot confirm this. There is a subreddit about Spirit Airlines, and 5 hours ago, somebody posted saying my flight just got canceled 10 minutes before boarding. Also, someone else posted, again, I cannot confirm this. You can go to the Spirit Air subreddit, r/Spirit Air on Reddit. And someone posted there in apparent, they claim it is a message, which is an ACARS message that are used to transmit messages between the plane and ground stations. And an ACARS message supposedly said, they just let us know in the OCC that we are officially ceasing operations at 3 a.m. Supposedly, this was sent out, but I cannot confirm it. Wow. Let me also just check if there's any post from the Association of Flight Attendants. Have they posted anything on their social media? Let's see. In the last couple hours? They posted something earlier. I don't see anything new at the moment. One hour, 12 minutes. What about the planes in the air at 3 a.m.? Apparently, there will not be any. Apparently, we saw about 45 minutes ago the last Spirit plane land at Dallas Fort Worth. There are no Spirit planes in the air right now that I'm aware of. Wall Street Journal says that Spirit helped bring the ultra discounter model to the U.S. in 2006, and said they mimicked Ryanair in Europe. And they talked to us. Wall Street Journal said initially Americans were annoyed at being charged for things like water and paper boarding passes, but they liked the cheap tickets. And Spirit grew quickly and profitably. By the way, some of our viewers, I think, mentioned this. At one point, Spirit had agreed a few years ago. Spirit agreed to be acquired by JetBlue, but the Justice Department challenged that deal, arguing that an independent Spirit Airlines was better for competition, and a federal judge agreed in 2024 and blocked the deal. Interesting. Spirit Air, guys, look. There it is. Gary Bain said Ryanair was kind of cool back then. I want to read some more of your comments. Deadly Dylan says all good things must come to an end. Campa Paleo, who says they work for Spirit, said, I saw that ACARS message earlier about 2 hours ago. Mike, St. Louis, Missouri says, I'm going to miss the Greyhound of the skies. Doc Rast says, I hope the workers get their pay as it folds. I don't know how this works. You know, people who are owed money there, how all that works. And obviously there's creditors who loan money to the airline. So that's a good question. Space Cadet thinks it was inevitable that it got shut down and said they had horrible management and policies. That's what Space Cadet thinks. Lynn Foley says 7 ships are docking at Fort Lauderdale Saturday. What are all those passengers going to do if they have tickets home on Spirit? So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure plenty of passengers have tickets on Spirit. CNBC had reported today, again, I cannot confirm this, but this is what CNBC said. CNBC said that in their article about this, they said that travelers who booked on a Spirit flight are likely to receive a refund if they purchase tickets with a credit card. But they talked to an expert, an industry expert, who said if the ticket was bought with a debit card or loyalty points, the chances of recovering funds are slim to none. Also, what about people who had lots of frequent flyer miles? It already says was. Hey, breaking news on Wikipedia. It already says was. Look at that. Was an American ultra low cost airline headquartered in Dania Beach, Florida. It operated scheduled flights throughout the U.S., the Caribbean, and Latin America. It was the 7th largest passenger carrier in North America in 2023 and the largest ultra low-cost carrier in North America. Again, no U.S. carrier of this size has gone out of business in 2 decades. It filed for bankruptcy in November 2024. It emerged after financial restructuring in 2025, filed for bankruptcy again in August 2025. As we were reading you earlier, they had a recovery plan that assumed that the price of gas would be in the low $2 range. But during the war, the price of gas has gone up to well over $4. And that was a big factor in them not being able to operate any longer. This isn't correct. I mean, it shouldn't say this here on Wikipedia. It says they see. How can this have happened already? It's the future. It says Spirit ceased operations at 3 a.m. Eastern time. Hey, if there's any Wikipedia editors out there, they should not have this on Wikipedia because it's not 3 a.m. yet. It's supposed to be 3 a.m. You know, Spirit was the first U.S. airline to charge passengers for carry-on bags. They were later followed by Allegiant and Frontier. They tried to merge in April 2022. Hold on, I'm just reading about this JetBlue merger here. JetBlue had reached an agreement to purchase Spirit in 2022. That would have made the unified company the 5th largest airline in the United States. Spirit's shareholders voted to approve the deal, but the Department of Justice sued to block it, alleging that the merger would result in higher fares, fewer seats, and harm millions of customers. At the conclusion of the trial, a federal judge blocked the merger, stating that the deal was anti-competitive towards other airline corporations and would harm consumers. As a result, Spirit Airlines stock fell by approximately 47%, and the airline expressed concern over its future. You know, I do wonder, I did not follow this merger very closely at all. I do wonder if it was discussed in that merger trial, the possibility of it going bankrupt if it did not merge. You can see the employee numbers over the years, over the last 10 years, from 2014 to 2024. It grew. Look at how the aircraft grew from 2014, 65 aircraft to 2022, almost 200 aircraft. Passengers, 2014, 14 million, 2019, 34 million, 2024, 44 million. Grew but was losing money, as one of our viewers said, caviar liberta. Yeah. Apparently the coronavirus period was not good for them. And you can see the profit and loss here. Employees went way up too. Plutonium OC says grew but still bad management. Gina Pina thinks the merger wouldn't have saved them. Our viewer Cigar Man says flew it once, never again, cheap and unprofessional. Well, it does look like you will never fly them again, sadly, because they're going out of business. But our viewer was saying they would not choose to fly them again. Strong Tower says lots of young people could afford to travel to spring break vacations because of Spirit. Trey Fabe said, I remember when it was called Value Jet. Is that true? I don't see the name Value Jet in the Wikipedia article. Trey Fabe. If I look up Value Jet Airlines, that went out of business in 1997. So I don't know. And the Wikipedia for Value Jet doesn't mention Spirit Airlines. That might be bad information. I appreciate it, Trey Fabe. Thank you, but I'm not seeing anything about that, Trey Fabe. Flux Yass says it's going to be unaffordable to fly soon. 1 hour, 1 minute. Will we hear some kind of official announcement? But 1 hour, 1 minute, reportedly, until Spirit Airlines is done. Oh, what is this? Faytux Network said that the Flight Attendants Union posted something. Hold on a second here. Give me a moment. One moment here. One moment here. Where is that coming from? Faytux Network posted what they said was a message from the Association of Flight Attendants, CWA. Let me see if I can confirm that message. Hang on a moment here. I want to confirm the legitimacy of that message. AZ Intel posted it too, but I'm not sure where it came from. Where did this originate? Where is this message coming from? That's what I don't know. I went to their website, I didn't see it. I went to their social media, I didn't see it. Hang on. Let me see if I can find out where that came from, because I just don't know. Oh, what is this here? What is this? Interesting. AZ Intel sent me a link. Thanks, AZ Intel. Where is this? Oh, this is interesting. Okay, I think this is legit. From what I can tell, this appears to be legit. I'm going to show you this. Phaetux Network and AZ Intel both posted this. And again, it does appear from the website address that it is legit. So, anyways, again, Phaetux Network posted it, AZ Intel posted it, and again, from the original website address, it does appear this is legit. So you can see AZ Intel there. Let me show you this right now. So I do think this is legit. So this is from, apparently, the Association of Flight Attendants that represents nearly 55,000 flight attendants, okay? We are delivering the hardest news of our lives, that Spirit will permanently cease operations at 3 a.m. Eastern Time on May 2nd. It also said Spirit forever. We have a lot to address together, and we will. Our union is with us now and always. We will have our daily Zoom update. It looks like maybe this is a Spirit Airlines specific message. We will have our daily Zoom updates call still at noon EST today, May 2nd. If you have any questions, you can send them using Submit Questions. For every Spirit flight attendant in the operation, know that you will get your base or your home. You will get to your base or your home. Every flight attendant in the operation will have their hotel and or a flight to return home accommodated. That's good. Crew scheduling will contact every flight attendant in the operation before taking any incoming calls. Our Spirit.com company emails will have updates and reservations to return home. We will also work to ensure everyone away from home on travel is able to return. We will continue to update information. Spirit management is working to answer questions and will remain available for the coming week. We are in contact already with other airlines about how to support Spirit flight attendants. We know everyone has questions about benefits. Wow. Yeah, the benefits. Terrible. What's next? When we can expect when we can expect in last paychecks, and where we have the option to go. Now, maybe other airlines will hire some of the Spirit people. That would be good. We are busy pulling together all of the questions to make sure we can get you the answers. Now, the last part of the letter says, while the country has had a blast making Spirit the butt of the joke, we've built a strength together that could withstand anything that anyone throws at us, and that is no joke. This has been the honor of our life to fly with all of you, and we are with you now. Spirit is in our blood, and that makes us family. So it's sad. Again, that appears to be a letter from, maybe it's the union representatives, because it looks like it's from the union, the AFA, but maybe it's from the Spirit union representatives to the rest of the flight attendants, possibly. If I had to guess, I'm not positive. Yeah, I posted it on my X account at Lookner. I'll post a link to that again in the chat as well. By the way, thank you, Sunny Bronze. I very much appreciate your support, Sunny Bronze, of the channel. Thank you. And I appreciate people tuning in at this late hour. We're going to cover live. We're covering live. Again, this does not happen often. No U.S. carrier of this size has shut down in at least 2 decades. But Spirit Airlines, less than an hour until it ceases operations. Michelle Noir says, I wonder if employees get any severance. I don't know. I mean, at a certain point, I don't know what kind of resources the airline has at the moment. And hold on a second here. Oh, B&O sent me the announcement. Thank you. By the way, B&O News, Michael Van Poppel, also said that that is a legit announcement from the union. It certainly looks legit. Hold on a moment here. Yeah, B&O News posted it as well. They posted the same thing. Look. See? Spirit Airlines will permanently shut down at 3 a.m. Eastern Time, union says. Hang on a moment here. Okay, by the way, thank you so much to Louis R. Louis R. said was listening to the air traffic control in Dallas, Fort Worth, and one of the Spirit pilots chimed in on the radio to say goodbye to the ground controllers at Dallas. Wow, that's from Louis. Excuse me, that's from Louis R. Thank you, Louis R. Again, thank you to Sunny Bronze. I very much appreciate your support for the channel. Thank you also to Jason D. in California, our member. Thank you, Trey Fabe. Oh, Trey Fabe said, my husband, Brian Heffron, filled out the last super chat with the question, with the false information. No problem. Thank you, Trey Fabe and Brian Heffron. I appreciate it. And also, I want to just, again, shout out our moderators. We have moderating right now Rusty G. Hello, Rusty G. Thank you for moderating. Hope you are well, Rusty G. Ruth is here. Thank you, Ruth, for being with us at this late hour moderating. And also thank you to our Twitch moderators, people like Idaho Star, Matthew Kohai, 3 Surly Dev, and Tariag. Thank you. Also, thanks to Devil Doc for subscribing. And thank you also to our Facebook moderators. Hold on a second here. I want to thank them. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, that's better. Sorry. Paul Anderson, K. Lowry Body. Thanks for moderating there. By the way, our viewer Valerie Maglio-Acchetti says, my husband and I have flown with Spirit Airlines many times over the years. One of our viewers, Jamie Lengerich, says many logistics companies buy jets from airlines to carry cargo as well. We have 49 minutes, about 49 minutes until ceasing operations. Multiple sources plus the airline, the union itself. The union itself says 3 a.m. Eastern Time, permanent ceasing of operations. How many employees? Roughly 11,000 full-time employees, I believe. Aju says last 50 minutes before Spirit ceases operations. True RC says say it ain't so. We'll see if we get any kind of public announcement from the airline to the public. To the public. I'm not aware of that yet. It's happening at 3 in the morning. Wow. I Love Panthers said that someone in our Discord posted that they had gotten this exact letter. I guess they work for Spirit. Thank you, I Love Panthers. Maybe we should do a poll. Have you ever flown Spirit Airlines? Quick poll. I would vote. I'm going to vote yes because I have flown Spirit Airlines. Can I vote in my own poll? Let's see. I don't think it's allowing me to vote in my own poll. We'll see how many people have flown for who vote in the poll. Oopsie, hold on a second. Now I got to do this. I got to post the poll. All right, I just posted it there. I just had to post it on Facebook. Let's see what people said here about whether they have voted, whether they have flown on Spirit Airlines. The poll is active. Okay. Let me show you what. Okay. All right. On YouTube, we have. Hey, about 25% of the people on YouTube say they've flown. About 25% of the people voting. And oops, you know what I have to do? Hold on one moment. I have to do something here. And on Facebook, it is not Facebook. On Twitch, the current vote on Twitch is. Oh, we didn't do the poll. We didn't do the poll graphic. By the way, this is one where you probably don't have to think about that hard. You probably don't have to think that. Well, you might be like me. I was trying to remember. That's me. I was trying to remember tonight whether I had flown. I had to look it up. Now, overall, hey, look at this. Over on Twitch, we have 21% yes, 79% no. I am a yes. Fireforge says, I usually fly Allegiant. User FB says, Spirit was my favorite airline. The big front seat was such a good deal. Juts Golf says, never flown Spirit. Allegiant was bad enough. Andy says, many fly Spirit at Christmas time to visit family. I also don't know enough about, like, will there be places that Spirit flew to that not many other airlines flew to, where then now it's going to be harder to get a flight out or into there. 42 minutes and 44 seconds until the end of Spirit Airlines. Casey Haggis says Spirit from LA to Detroit round trip was $500. I will miss it. Teresa says our daughter has flown Spirit a lot and hubby and I have flown Spirit 2 or 3 times. B. Blake says better than Frontier. Bayla Flannery says, OMG, is this real? Not Spirit. Yes, it is real. So thanks for voting in our poll. We can definitely, a group of our viewers have taken Spirit before. Did any of our Facebook viewers take it? I don't know about that. 25% on Facebook as well had taken it. Cavs thought it was better than Frontier. Okay, 41 minutes. What is going to happen? Are we going to get an official announcement from the airline? I don't know. Oh, hold on a moment here. Where is this from? Faytux Network claims there's an announcement from Spirit Airlines. Where is this? Where? But I can't find where it's from. I went to their website. I can't find it there. Could it be on their app? It's not on their website. Faytux News just posted it. Faytux Network, I'm sorry. At the bottom of the site? I'm looking at the bottom of the site. I don't see it. I'm literally on the website. I'm looking at the bottom of the site right now. I'm looking at it. I don't see anything. Is it on the app? Where is it? Hold on. Someone else said where it was. Now, again, I'm looking. Is there a Spirit restructuring website? Someone will tell me in the chat. Can anyone tell me where that is from, that announcement? Oh, hold on. Somebody posted it. Okay, what is this? What is spiritrestructuring.com? What is spiritrestructuring.com? What is this website? One of our viewers said that's where it is. But what, I don't know what that website is. Is that legit? See, that's the problem. Yes, this is an official website from the company. I can confirm this is. Spirit is winding down all operations. I got it. I'm going to show it to you right now. I'm going to show it to you right now. I have the announcement. Give me one moment here. I will post the link to it too. Tux Network, thanks for pointing that out. Okay, here it is. This is an official site because the link was posted by the company last year to the spiritrestructuring.com. Okay, here is the site. Breaking news. This is an official website. Spirit is winding down all operations. Breaking news. Spirit guests should not go to the airport. Announcement. It is with great disappointment that on May 2nd, today, 2026, Spirit Airlines started an orderly wind down of our operations effective immediately. To our guests, all flights have been canceled. Unbelievable. Spirit has ceased operations. Customer service is no longer available. Breaking news. I'm going to remove the clock. I don't think we need the clock anymore. Look at this announcement. We do not need the clock anymore. Breaking news. This is the announcement, guys. Wow. Let me make this bigger for you. It is, I will post the link in the chat, but it's spiritrestructuring.com. And this is I have confirmed that this is an official website. Look at this. Wow. It is with great disappointment. Well, we don't need the clock. It is with great disappointment that on May 2nd, Spirit Airlines started an orderly wind down of our operations effective immediately. To our guests, all flights have been canceled, and customer service is no longer available. We are proud of the impact of our ultra-low-cost model on the industry over the last 34 years and had hoped to serve our guests for many years to come. What does it say on the guest page? Spirit guests should not go to the airport. Spirit guests should not go to the airport. All Spirit flights are canceled. Breaking news. All Spirit flights are canceled. Hold on a second here. Well, there you go, guys. It has ceased operations permanently. Look at that. While we are not able to help rebook your flight on another airline, we will automatically process refunds for any flights purchased through Spirit with a credit or debit card through Spirit. Guests who booked flights via a travel agent should contact the travel agent directly to request a refund. Compensation for guests who booked flights using any other methods, including a voucher, credit, or free Spirit points, will be determined at a later date through the bankruptcy court process. Well, it's here they're saying that they're going to cover people who purchased it through Spirit with a credit or debit card. All right, hold on a moment here. Now I have to delete. I had posted the CNBC article earlier that said that you wouldn't be able to receive a refund if you used a debit card. Well, this says you will. If any flights purchased through Spirit with a credit or debit card, they will automatically process refunds for any flight purchased through Spirit with a credit or debit card to the original automatically. Misplaced Folder says this is crazy. We are witnessing history. I booked an upcoming Spirit flight. What should I do? Wow. Hold on a moment here. Let me fix this. I booked an upcoming Spirit flight. What should I do? All Spirit flights have been canceled effective immediately. While we are unable to help you rebook your flight on another airline, we will automatically process refunds for any flights purchased through Spirit with a credit or debit card to the original form of payment. That's nice of them. It's the same thing as over here. Will I receive a refund for my canceled flight? We will automatically process refunds for any flights purchased through Spirit with a credit or debit card. If you booked flights via a travel agent, you should contact the travel agent directly to request a refund. Compensation for guests who booked flights using any other methods, including a voucher, credit, or free Spirit points, will be determined at a later date through the bankruptcy court process. I just arrived at the airport for my Spirit flight. What should I do now? All Spirit flights have been canceled effective immediately. We are unable to provide service. Please look to rebook your travels on a different airline. We apologize for the inconvenience. Wow. Breaking news. It has now ceased operations, as you can see. This is what we are looking at. We are looking at their website. Wow. I got to read some of your comments. Wow. Look at this. Is crazy. It is crazy to see this. Wow. This does not happen often, guys. Spirit guests should not go to the airport. All Spirit flights are canceled. Wow. Poverty Stack says so fast also. Hey, thanks T9X1 who says I bought 3 tickets for $650 total 4 months ago, flight 3 weeks away, replacement cost is going to be 2 to 3 times. You're saying because it'll be much more expensive to buy new tickets now than the ones you had. T9X says, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad at least they're refunding you your money. Thank you, Jason D. and Jess from California, who says, wish the JetBlue acquisition had gone through several years ago. Thank you, Danny G., our member. Sharona Sarawin, our member. Thank you, Kampa Palau. I will check my messages. Thank you. I appreciate it. Tim M6, our member. And just to show you again, look at this. Look at this. They give you contact information. This is spiritrestructuring.com. This is crazy. Again, I'm going to read this again. It's just quite something to see this. It's quite something to see this happening. Fate's Hope, our viewer, says, it's sad to watch an airline go under. I remember Pan Am, Northwest, and Eastern Airlines. I feel for the passengers, but my heart goes out to all the employees that are now jobless. Yeah, I said this before. Thoughts with all the employees. About 11,000 employees. And this wasn't, I mean, there was a lot of talk in the last week or so. There was a lot of talk that there was going to be a government bailout. So this is not something where they've just known for months and months and months, oh, we're definitely going out of business. It is with great disappointment that today, May 2nd, 2026, Spirit Airlines started an orderly wind down of our operations effective immediately. To our guests, all flights have been canceled and customer service is no longer available. We are proud of the impact of our ultra low cost model on the industry over the last 34 years and had hoped to serve our guests for many years to come. Wow. Whew. They have a claims agent. What is a claims agent? Our claims agent Epic. So they hire a company to deal with claims? Is that what it is? Because their customer service is not operating. JS thinks it will seriously be bad for the U.S. economy. Yeah, Gemini says a claims agent is an independent third-party firm hired to manage the administrative side of the process. So the claims agent's the one that you deal with now, not Spirit. Website. Oh, website. Is this a different thing? What's this one? Well, I don't know what that is. That's the claims agent site, I guess. Anyways, I'm not sure. I got it off the website. How about vendors? For vendors, thank you for your valued partnership. We valued our relationship with you and had hoped to work with you for many years to come. We are committed to working with our vendors through the wind down process and will be in touch in the coming days to discuss next step. So is this would be like companies who supply stuff for Spirit? I don't know which vendors they have. Is it like food? Is cleaning vendors? Some sort of workers? I don't know. Oh, I was looking on Gemini. They say that there's aircraft leasing companies. Spirit doesn't own their planes? Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't own all of them. Let's see. Airplane parts. Yeah, NJ Vinny says. Oh, there's also like catering and cleaning, possibly things like that. I don't know. I'm not an expert on airlines, on aviation. Shadowfall says vendors are everyone they buy stuff from. Any outstanding claims will need to be addressed through the bankruptcy process. I mean, maybe they owe money to a bunch of vendors. I don't know. Please be advised that you will receive direct communications from the court regarding that process. Lots of jobs gone, says Jay Qualio. Yes, Ghosted No Brand, we watched land what reportedly was the last plane to fly at the start of the stream, towards the start of the stream. So I'm not aware of any that are flying in the air right now. Marlena Martorano says the stress of the loss of reliable income is horrible. Also, I don't know how they handle the benefits. What if you were working with Spirit for years and you had like a pension plan with them and your health care and stuff? I don't know. Now, there is a union, so I don't know, if you're a pilot or you're a flight attendant, there could be some kind of fund in the union to cover these kind of things. It just depends on the union. I'm not a member of those unions. I don't know. Pam BK says, this is not shocking. Spirit Airlines had major debt problems. But I mean, again, it has been at least a couple decades since an airline of this size just went out of business. Dominion says just shutting down 1 minute to the next is insane. I mean, it's crazy. We were literally watching Spirit planes at the start of this live stream. What, 2 hours ago? Less than 2 hours ago, I believe we were watching real Spirit planes with real passengers on them land at major airports. And now it's just over that fast. And there's no more customer support. It's crazy. Wow. Johan Horvath said other budget airlines have, like Frontier and Avalo, have asked Trump for help. Yeah, I saw some report about that. So 4 days ago, for example, the Wall Street Journal said that a group of budget airlines, including Frontier and Avelo, is seeking government assistance in exchange for warrants that could convert into equity stakes of the companies. They say, again, the Wall Street Journal said that a number of budget airlines asked the Trump administration to create a $2.5 billion pool that budget carriers could draw from because they have been disproportionately affected by the run-up in fuel prices. Yeah, now Cedric Bosch says the main website says nothing about this. This is a company website because it's called spiritrestructuring.com. And I did see that in a past press release, Spirit had said that this was an official company website. Wow. Give me a moment here. Look at this headline. Look at this headline from Reuters. Reuters says Spirit Airlines shuts down industry's first Iran war casualty. Now, again, to be clear, this airline had been in bankruptcy twice during the last couple years. This was not a sudden collapse, but their latest recovery plan assumed a certain gas price and now a jet fuel price, and now that jet fuel price doubled. Reuters calls it the industry's first casualty linked to the Iran war after failing to secure creditor support for a U.S. government bailout plan. The collapse of the first carrier due to a doubling in jet fuel prices during the 2-month more Iran war will cost thousands of jobs. Now, Reuters says it's a blow to President Trump, who had proposed $500 million to save Spirit despite opposition from some of his closest advisors and many Republicans in Congress. No carrier of Spirit's size has liquidated in 2 decades. I don't know if this, I cannot speak myself to if this fuel cost rise did not happen, would Spirit still be around and how would it be doing? I don't know. Our viewer AMFM60 says they were not too big to fail. Give me a moment here. Give me another moment here. Hang on. Wow. Look at the headline. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Here's how AP is reporting it. Spirit Airlines says it's going out of business after 34 years and ending operations immediately. It was flying today. There were planes flying a couple hours ago. Robinhood TV says, what an end of an era. Zelda Minis did not like them. Zelda Minis said worst customer service and most delays. Jack Overson says this will be fun at the airports tomorrow. No way everyone gets this message. Now I also don't know, I'm guessing that people with Spirit flights are going to have to, probably try to book other flights, obviously. So that could lead to some chaos too. Extromus says if there's no deal, fuel prices will go higher. AP says Spirit Airlines, an impish upstart. that shook the industry with its irreverent ads and deep discount fares, announced Saturday it has gone out of business after 34 years. The ultra low cost airline that once operated hundreds of daily flights on its bright yellow planes and it formerly employed about 17,000 people, I think now is around 11,000, well, full time. Although their lawyers said that this could affect 17,000 jobs. It said it had started an orderly wind down of our operations effective immediately. All flights are canceled. Customer service is no longer available. The company had struggled financially since the COVID pandemic, weighed down by rising operating costs and a growing debt. By the time it filed for Chapter 11 protection in November 2024, it had lost more than $2.5 billion since the start of 2020. Supporters, AP says, supporters of a rescue, including labor unions representing Spirit's pilots, flight attendants, and ramp workers, said a collapse would put thousands of Americans out of work and hurt consumers by reducing airline competition and increasing airfares. About 17,000 jobs could be impacted, according to Spirit's lawyer. Now, I don't know. Does this say something about any risk for other airlines? I mean, I know that jet fuel price has roughly doubled during the war. That I don't know about. Will there be more, so Smoogle says. I haven't seen any reporting suggesting any airlines are at risk of going out of business. I mean, again, this airline it had been in bankruptcy twice the last couple of years. Dystopian News says, feels like a huge warning of very bad things to come. Yeah, so in terms of Allegiant and Frontier, though, I don't know about them. I mean, they have been requesting government assistance recently. It's really crazy. It is crazy to see this happen, period, and then to see it happen just like that. Wow. That is unbelievable. And it wasn't clear it was going to happen. So this is an article from 2 weeks ago. This is like from about 2 weeks ago, before Spirit went out of business. U.S. low-cost airlines seek temporary tax relief to address soaring fuel costs. So again, this is about 2 weeks ago from Reuters. The CEOs of major low-cost airlines were set to meet with the U.S. Transportation Secretary as they urged Congress to provide temporary tax relief to partially offset the soaring cost of jet fuel sparked by the war with Iran. A group representing Spirit, which is now out of business, Frontier, Allegiant, Sun Country, and Avelo, earlier in April, wrote leaders of Congress asking them to pass legislation to suspend the 7.5% federal excise tax on airline tickets and $5.30 per segment tax. Waiving the fees would offset about 1/3 of the incremental cost of higher jet fuel. This association of low-cost airlines said, absent relief, sustained fuel cost pressures will translate to higher total trip costs for passengers. While base fares are often the most visible component of ticket pricing, airlines may increasingly be forced to rely on raising the cost of both fares and ancillary services to offset fuel cost increases. The fuel price hike has prompted airlines in North America to raise baggage fees and cut flights and planned capacity growth. So there's other low-cost airlines that are really being hurt by the rise in fuel price as well. Cascadia Futurist thinks there's nothing temporary about this jet fuel price increase. Gina Pina says he dangled a carrot in front of them and then ghosted. You know, it's a little, from my understanding, President Trump had talked about bailing out the airline, but the reporting I saw said that. So again, the creditors of the airline, who own the airline, who loan money, who invest in the airline to try to save it from, get it out of bankruptcy and get it recovered, they had to approve any deal with the federal government. And reportedly, and they didn't, they weren't happy with the deal. Now, I cannot, speak to what kind of deal would be expected in this situation. Was the deal that the Trump administration offered like reasonable given the circumstances? Was one side or the other being unreasonable? I have absolutely no idea. I have no perspective on this. I don't even know if the situation comes up that much. So, I'm sure there'll be more reporting about that. Wow. Remember, someone said, why do I keep talking about jet fuel prices? As I said before, Spirit's latest recovery plan that they were working on to get out of their bankruptcy in 2025 assumed a certain gas price in the projections. That jet fuel price was in the low $2 range. But that's what their recovery plan was based on. Well, jet fuel has basically doubled now into the $4 plus range. So it no longer worked, their recovery plan. Now, Chris about no t-shirts claimed that 2 of the 3 creditors approved the bailout and 1 didn't. I've seen some reports saying something of that nature, but I'm not positive. I had mentioned, John Parsons mentioned a report from the New York Times that I talked about in our earlier stream, where they claimed that several of the creditors were not on board, but I'd have to find that. As of this year, the New York Times said Spirit had a 3.4% market share. JetBlue has 4.6%. Frontier has 3.7%. It was the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th airline, just behind Frontier. But it used to have more share. In the last year, it had cut some flights. Yeah, so earlier the New York Times had said that they said that investors who objected most strongly to the bailout were firms that made Spirit what is known as a debtor in possession loan. I don't know exactly what that means. It included firms like Citadel, Cyrus Capital, and PIMCO. They talk about more, but they say that they had certain. The point was without getting into the specifics too much. Investors who had invested money into Spirit reportedly thought that they were not going to get a great deal that if the federal government did this bailout, that new deal would leave the investors in a worse position than they're currently in. For example, because they wouldn't have priority to get if the firm was eventually liquidated, they would not be the first in line to get funds out. Or I guess maybe even not liquidated. Maybe just as if it made profits. I don't know, but they would be a lower priority than the federal government. Yeah, so like for example, the Times said that companies like firms like Citadel, Cyrus Capital, and PIMCO had made certain loans to Spirit, and um, they had the right, these investors, to to they would be paid back before other creditors. So they'd get their money first before other loaners would. But if there was a new deal, that might not be the case. If YouTube is showing ads, I can't do anything about it. That's just a YouTube problem because they're turned off. I've turned them off, and I don't turn them on during the stream. So if they are, I'm literally looking at it and it says no ads. That's the setting. So I'm sorry if you're getting ads on YouTube. I have it turned off. So I do apologize about that, but there's nothing I can do. Anyways, um, but again, Spirit announced tonight they are out of business. All flights canceled. Customer service is no longer available. By the way, thank you to Big Fan of Your Work One, who says, I once fell in love with a Spirit flight attendant that I met in an Omaha motel bar. Sorry again to all of the Spirit employees. It's terrible. Thousands, over 10,000. Jason D in California and Jason D's daughter Ava, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your support. Dim Sim, thanks for being a member. And also, thanks to Noodle Soup on Twitch for your support. Cubat for subscribing on Twitch. Crazy. This just popped up, this website. Spirit guests should not go to the airport. And a reminder, they do say, oh, sorry. They will automatically process refunds for any flights purchased through Spirit with a credit card or debit card. They will automatically process refunds for debit card or credit card flights purchased through Spirit with a debit card or credit card. Oh, did they post on X now too? Olivia Seven said they posted on X. Maybe they posted a link to this site. Yeah, they posted on their X as well. It's same message that we've mentioned before. And then they have the website we've been looking at, spiritrestructuring.com. It's crazy. They hadn't posted since April 7th. They hadn't posted on their X account since April 7th. Their last post before this was something about soda on a plane just hits different. Sky bubbles. Oops, hold on. Okay, hold on. Give me one moment here. I want to take some more comments. Crazy, crazy. Just crazy to see. Crazy to see this happen. Oh, one of our viewers, Sac King, Sacramento King, it looks like, sent me a screen grab, which looks like they were on the Spirit app, and it just says it on the Spirit. It's the same message that comes up on the Spirit app as well. Similar message. Oh, did they post a press release? Hey, give me a moment here. Is there a different press release? Give me a moment. Where is that from? Alex Macheris, who I follow at Alex in Air, he found somewhere a press release from Spirit, which has a little extra stuff. Again, Alex Macheris posted this. I can't find the original source for this, but it's a press release. This part is similar. All Spirit flights have been canceled. Unfortunately, despite the company's efforts, the recent material increase in oil prices and other pressures on the business have significantly impacted Spirit's financial outlook. With no additional funding available to the company, Spirit had no choice but to begin this wind down. Wow. In March 2026, we reached an agreement with our bondholders on a restructuring plan that would have allowed us to emerge as a go-forward business. However, the sudden and sustained rise in fuel prices in recent weeks ultimately has left us with no alternative but to pursue an orderly wind down. I want to thank the administration, in particular Howard Lucknick and the U.S. Department of Commerce, for their extraordinary efforts to try to preserve jobs and service across the country, along with the Department of Financial Transportation for their assistance to minimize disruption to our guests in the days and weeks ahead. Wow. So that they talk about the gas, the fuel prices. Give me 1 second here. Let me just post something. Give me 1 sec. I'm going to put that on the screen again. But they mentioned the fuel a couple times there. The sudden and sustained rise in fuel prices in recent weeks ultimately has left us with no alternative but to pursue an orderly wind down of the company. They also said ultimately, despite the company's efforts, the recent material increase in oil prices and other pressures on the business have significantly impacted Spirit's financial outlook. Sorry, I was just posting this. I want to make sure I got the quote right. Wow. New World Tech says some European budget airlines or JetBlue will be the next. I don't know. That's an interesting question. Are there airlines in other countries that could be at risk because of the fuel prices? I don't know. Yes, they were in bankruptcy, Northwoods Hiker, once in 2024, late 2024, and 2025. B. Blake says they were already in trouble. The fuel prices were the straw on the camel's back. Wonder Flicker thinks Carnival Cruise is next. There was an article back at the end of March that said Carnival had cut its annual profit forecast as higher fuel costs pressured their margins amid rising geopolitical tensions. Hey, thank you, Blogi, for your support. So again, wow. Sudden announcement. I mean, we knew it was coming, but wow, that was crazy. Bloomberg says that key creditors would not agree to the deal that would have. Yeah. So again, reportedly, the Trump administration had offered $500 million in exchange for warrants to purchase up to 90% of the company. The creditors investors who've loaned Spirit money would not accept the deal. Bloomberg says that that deal would have given the government's claims priority if the carrier were to fail in the future, right? So some of these creditors may have been the first ones to get their money back if, from like sales of assets like now. But if the government deal had been approved, if the deal to sell to the bailout deal had been approved, then it might be the case that a year from now, the airline goes out of business and it doesn't have money to pay, doesn't have enough money to pay everybody back. And instead of getting their money first, they don't get their money because somebody else gets it first. And again, they had been expected to exit bankruptcy over the summer following this reconstruction plan, but the reconstruction plan had assumed lower fuel costs. Wow, guys, no more Spirit Airlines. No more Spirit Airlines. Northwood's shooter thinks Frontier, Allegiant, and Carnival may be next. I haven't heard that any of them are at risk of failing. One of our viewers said 1,000 to just get a new flight for Sunday. Jabrowski Aquatics, who I guess had a flight on Spirit and is now canceled. Man, which is just crazy to see this. Gary Baines thinks Southeast Asia is going to feel the brunt of the fuel spike crisis. France 24 just had a story today that said Europe is bracing for a jet fuel shortage. Back on 2 weeks ago, April 16th, AP had a story that said the International Energy Agency head said that Europe has maybe 6 weeks or so of remaining jet fuel supplies. He warned of possible flight cancellations soon if oil supplies remain blocked by the Iran war. Now, Pradeep says $500 million is nothing if fuel costs won't go down soon. I did wonder about that, and it's a good question. I was wondering, so the Trump administration was offering $500 million. I don't know for how long that would have lasted for. I just don't. It's a good question. Matthew says 34 years. Yes, 34 years. Daniel says this really sucks for those employees. Jada Post says, I always enjoyed the cheap big front seats on trips to Vegas. I wasn't aware of big front seats on Spirit Airlines. I wasn't aware of this. It says, get a big front seat. Look, this is an old Spirit Airlines site. Well, it's not, might not be an old site, but the flights are all canceled. Spirit First. Is this what you're talking about? Go big, not broke? Is this the one? Big front seat? Where you pay extra? Somebody will know. It says big on it. Big, it literally says big front seat. I did not know about this. Faye says the big front seat was a $20 gate offer for my $20 flight. Some of our viewers were talking about this. Big front seat. They called it that. Was it just the first row or like the first few rows? I just don't know. I didn't know. How about that? One website said it was the first two rows on some of the planes. All right. Well, this is, wow. Wow. We'll take a few more comments here, but this has been, you don't see this every day. Joe DePoe says it was the first two rows in A320s. Oh, hold on a second here. I wonder also, it's weird that this is happening in the middle of the night, because I feel like if it was during the day, there'd be like a lot of headlines and coverage. And I'm sure President Trump will say something about it, but like, I'm looking at the major news channels. They're usually not really live at this hour, so it's kind of a weird time. Yes, it's official. It's right on the screen. It's official. Kitty Cuckoo, it is official. Poopy says, great big beautiful seat is no more. Mike, St. Louis, Missouri said the big front seats were well worth it depending on the flight. AZ-Tronics says big front seats were great. They also had a second class option where they blocked out the middle seat on the rows of 3. Just wow. Wow, guys. No more Spirit Airlines. Oh, what's this? I'm seeing something about Frontier offering discount flights or something. Give me a moment here. Where is this? Hang on. Hang on. Frontier Airlines says we're here to help Spirit customers with up to 50% off base fares. Use promo code SAVE NOW. Oh, look at this from Frontier. Hold on a second here. Hold on. Give me a moment. I'm going to show you this. I got to show you something from Frontier Airlines, guys. Hang on. Hang on a moment. News from Frontier Airlines for you. Can you give me 2 seconds? Look at this from Frontier Airlines. Check it out, guys. Whoa. We're here to help Spirit customers with up to 50% off base fares. Use promo code SAVE NOW. Now, does that apply to everyone or just Spirit customers? Frontier Airlines announces discounted rescue fares to support Spirit Airlines customers. Frontier serves more than 100 routes previously flown by Spirit. May 2nd, Frontier Airlines today announced system-wide rescue fare discounts and is also offering a $199 Go Wild all-you-can-fly summer pass to support travelers affected by Spirit Airlines' end of operations, helping customers maintain access to low fares. Frontier currently, hold on a second here. Frontier currently, sorry, I got to reopen the chat window. Give me 1 second to reopen the chat window. Then I will keep reading it. Frontier currently, there we go. I think that's better. Let's go back and read that again. Frontier currently serves more than 100 routes previously flown by Spirit and will expand further this summer with 9 additional routes. Plus 15, okay, they said that. The Frontier Chief Commercial Officer said Spirit Airlines played an important role in expanding access to affordable travel and bringing more low fares to more people. We recognize this is a difficult time for their customers and team members. Frontier is making discounted fares available to help people keep their travel plans and maintain access to low fares. To support impacted travelers, Frontier is offering up to 50% off base fares across its network. It doesn't seem like it seems like anybody could use this code, though. It says you use the promo code SAVE NOW, right? It doesn't say you have to show proof that you were as far as I'm reading, it doesn't say you have to show proof that you have some sort of Spirit ticket or something. Look at this. Frontier is offering its 2026 Go Wild Summer Pass. I don't know about the Go Wild Summer Pass. Providing unlimited flights through the airlines network through the summer. I know nothing about the Go Wild Summer Pass. There may be all kinds of restrictions on it. If you want to read about it, go to Frontier website. That's them. I'm not. Don't ask me. I'm not an expert. Also, they're not a sponsor or anything. I'm just reading you this because I thought it was relevant. More than 100 Frontier routes currently in service, formerly flown by Spirit. Dankotron says, shameless marketing. Ruth says they probably had this all ready to go. Anyways, I'll post a link to this if you want to read the whole press release. It's a whole press release they just put out. Again, though, it doesn't seem to me that you need to be a Spirit customer to get the discount. JJ, the Trap Extraordinaire, says getting their foot in the door. Copperpenny says go wild on the plain hard pass. The Ringa X thinks it's pure customer acquisition cost pricing. Gambit says Frontier finna be next. Hey, thanks to Jeff TE88 PFCR. Thank you, Jeff. I really appreciate that. Also, thanks to Big Fan of Your Work. Big Fan of Your Work recommends Frontier and says 10 out of 10. Who thinks it's a very classy way to travel. That's what Big Fan of Your Work says. Thank you, Monkey Business, for being a member. Tindra says maybe they wanted Spirit gone and now they have a bigger slice of the market and can demand higher prices later. I also don't know how it works with like slots at airports, and now do other airlines, who gets the Spirit slots, and can they take some of Spirit routes? I have no idea how that works. I don't know about this. Gemini claims that says that the major carriers have been bidding for Spirit's gates and slots, but that the Department of Transportation typically tries to ensure when a budget carrier fails, its slots don't all go to expensive legacy airlines. Again, from what I understand, also that Spirit's planes are going to be liquidated. Oh, hold on a second. Spirit, I guess it's weird because I've seen that Spirit owns some planes, but I've also read that they lease planes. Most of these aircraft will be returned to lessors, the companies that actually own them. Oh, so I don't know the details. It's a very interesting question. I don't know the details on how many planes they own or lease or whatever. Yeah, Sonny Braun says Spirit is not coming back. They are out of business. Now, I guess in theory, I don't know. In theory, I guess some other company in theory could buy the rights to the name and then rebrand as Spirit. Is that, I don't know. I mean, but I've heard nothing to suggest that's going to happen. Again, why did they shut down? Because they were not making enough money. And they had twice declared bankruptcy in the last couple of years. And they had a plan to get out of the latest bankruptcy. But a big problem is that jet fuel doubled in price. And they said sustaining the business required hundreds of millions of additional dollars of liquidity that they simply do not have. They said the sustained rise in fuel prices in recent weeks ultimately left them with no alternative but to pursue a wind down. They just don't have the cash to continue. United Airlines released a statement, says Juts Golf. Hey, look, thank you, Juts Golf. United Airlines offers support for Spirit Airlines customers and employees. Today, United Airlines launched several new initiatives to help make navigating this uncertain time a little easier. If you had a ticket booked on Spirit and your flight was canceled, you can visit united.com/special fares to find price-capped one-way tickets from most cities where Spirit flew. Most of these special fares are capped at $199 with limited exceptions, with longer flights priced no higher than $299. You have to have a Spirit confirmation number in proof of purchase. So this is different from Frontier. They're saying that you can get special fares on United if you can prove to them that you had a purchase on Spirit. If you are a Spirit employee, we're extending past travel benefits on United to you for the next 2 weeks to help you get home safely. Okay. Anyways, that's interesting. That's from United. I'll post a link to that in the chat. I'm going to post this, I think, actually. We will take a few more comments on the air. Did American Airlines, Darcy said American Airlines posted something too. Looks like they had their, as one of our viewers said, yes, they all had their press releases ready to go. Look, American Airlines website. We're doing everything we can to support Spirit customers and team members affected by Spirit's immediate wind down. We immediately put rescue fares into place on Spirit routes where American also offers nonstop service. Spirit Airlines, it doesn't necessarily say anything specific about the pricing there that I can see. Who knows what they'll do? We are looking to provide transportation for Spirit team members who've been displaced on a work trip. We look forward to welcoming qualified Spirit team members to American. We will have a microsite on jobs.aa.com this weekend for Spirit team members interested in joining the American Airlines team, and will hold recruiting events in the coming weeks. That's nice of them. Northwood Shooter says, that's good to hear. That's from American. Metro Doc says, Southwest is hop. I bet all the airlines are posting at this point. Thanks for mentioning it. Brittany Baby Girl thinks they will all try to capitalize off of it. They all want their customers. If they know, they will all, yeah, they want their customers. That's what Brittany said. All right, guys. It's 3:38 here. What is this here? Oh, Michael from BNO News mentioned this. Is this still happening? You know, we saw before that it looked like, as reporter John Ostrower said, it looked like that the Spirit Airlines, it looked like that their X account was replying to people like in an automated way when they were writing in about stuff before they went. Oh, now it doesn't seem it's working there. Michael said it seemed to still be happening after. But I'm trying to go there. So I was wondering. I'm a little unclear on the time of this. It's possible that their automated reply is still replying. I'm not sure. Supposedly automated reply. Again, no more customer service there. They said their customer service is not available anymore. Hey, thank Juts Golf. Thank you, Juts Golf. Also, I appreciate that. Big fan of your work. Thank you. And Crispy9775. Thanks, Crispy, for being a member. And yeah, I'm interested to see. You know, it's the middle of the night. I'm interested to see what President Trump has to say. I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, Democrats blame Trump and then Republicans blame the Democrats and all this stuff. I'm sure it might be politicized by certain people, but I don't know how many comments you're going to get at 3 a.m. Thanks, Donut Cap, for subscribing. Donut Catnap for subscribing. But it's really sad about, they have so many employees now out of work, you know? All right. I think we may be getting to the time, guys. It's 3:40 a.m. It's 3:40 a.m. So we have been here. I mean, in terms of, you know, aviation, it is historic in business. You do not see this happen often. A major carrier like this go out of business, and so sudden. We went from seeing those planes fly to seeing them say, we're done. We're done. Crazy. Wow. But I appreciate you guys. Kansan says, paragraph 4 of that press release addresses how the government was trying to help. It won't be covered by media. We read it here. We read it here. I posted their press release on my X account, by the way. You can go to my X account and read the different press releases at Lookner. Anyways, I really appreciate you guys joining me for this stream. It was pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy to see. It's sad. I feel terrible for the workers. But it was quite, wow, crazy to see that happen. Cosmic Brownie says it's really tough for the employees. Bad news. I mean, when do you see this? Spirit guests should not go to the airport. All flights are canceled. And again, customer service is not available. All flights have been canceled and customer service is no longer available. You know? Wow. Dr. McRib says we're probably going to see more of this. I hope not. Purple Cat Audio says, I hope the union can help the workers out. Probably several unions, pilot union, flight attendant union, maybe unions for people who work on the tarmac and stuff. So, anyways, Crispy said I didn't get the notification. Well, the notifications, the best notifications for this channel are the ones that are Discord notifications, which are free, that you need to sign up for if you want to get them. I would highly recommend signing up for those Discord notifications. We run them and they work great and they're free. Our moderators will post a link to those notifications in the chat. You can find that notification link in the description of this video on YouTube and Facebook. I would definitely sign up for those. Also, if you're on X, I would follow us on X for notifications because I always post on X before we go live at Agenda Free TV. But sign up for the Discord ones. Those are the best ones. And I really appreciate you guys being here for this stream and watching this crazy, again, in a sense, historic happening with the airline going out of business for good. Crazy. But maybe we'll talk. I mean, I'm sure if we do, there's going to be more news about this and commentary. So who knows? Maybe in a future stream later today or tomorrow, whatever, we'll talk about it more. We'll see what President Trump has to say about it. But not good. And then obviously not good for all the people who had flights booked. But at the least they said that they're automatically refunding tickets purchased on Spirit with a credit card or debit card. So I appreciate you watching, and thanks for letting me read your comments on the air and for people who've been sending me updates about what's going on. Thank you for that. Huge thanks to all of our moderators for being with us for this very late night stream. Really nice of you. Ruth and Carms are over there right now. I know Rusty G was there too, and all of our other YouTube moderators. Thank you so much for being here late. Linda Bell, Clary, and Misha moderate for us on X. Thank you. On Facebook, K. Lowry Body, Paul Anderson have been here. By the way, our viewer Michael Keene says, end of an era. Michael thinks it was a low-class airline. That's what Michael Keene says. Thanks, Andrea Holder, for moderating. And all of our other moderators on Facebook and our Twitch moderators, Idaho Star, Matthew Kohai 3, Surly Dev Tariag. Thank you to all of our moderators. Thanks to everybody who supported the channel, too. That's really nice of you guys during the broadcast. Very kind of you. I think I owe a thank you to Billy Cusack. Thank you, Billy. And Sausage419, thank you. Crispy9775, thank you. And everybody else I thanked earlier. I think I thanked Noodle Soup before. So thank you for supporting the channel. That's what allows the channel to exist. Big thanks to you. Hey, thanks also, Sunny Bronze. Thanks for all your support, Sunny Bronze. Very kind of you. Sunny Bronze, thank you. Also, we do have a chat where you can chat with other viewers when we're not on the air. The Discord chat, it's free. A number of our viewers like doing that. It's the same link as the free notifications link. So if you'd like, you can check out our Discord chat. Thank you so much to our Discord moderators who help out with our Discord chat. And also, I want to mention that if you are watching or you watch on YouTube, I would suggest turning on the YouTube notifications. Another good way to find out when we are live. To do that, what you need to do is you need to subscribe to the channel and then click the bell and choose all notifications. If you're already subscribed, just make sure you click the bell and choose all notifications. Crazy. When I was traveling to Chicago about a month ago, I remember walking through the airport and seeing the Spirit flights. No more Spirit Airlines. Hey, huge thanks to our Facebook subscribers. People like Diane Allworth, K. Larry Body, Kristen McConnell Gates, Michael Clayton, Valerie Maglio Ecchetti. Thank you to all of our subscribers over there on Facebook and our Twitch subscribers as well, like Gina Pina. AZ-Tronics. AZ-Tronics says, I just flew on Spirit last month to see the Artemis II launch. Jax Haku, thanks for being a subscriber. Thanks Zelda Minis for watching. Chief Hung, thanks for subscribing. Did I say Wall Street and Shaggy? Hugh J, My Mind Spray, thank you. And all of our other Twitch subscribers and our YouTube members, thank you. Crispy, Dr. McRib, Sunny Bronze, Kevin For Real, DFG, Back to Common Sense Now, CAC, Purple Cat Audio, David Joe Klotz, Daisy Clementine, Dr. McRib, Dan Nigel Posedel. Thanks for being a member. Red Girl, Left-Handed, Barry69, and everybody else who was watching. Batman Never Dies, thanks for being a member. The Ringer, thanks for being a member. Thank you, Vroom Vroom Cars, for watching on Twitch. Froggy Feets, Linda Sway. Eric Kennedy, thanks. Eric Kennedy says, I just rebooked on Frontier for $400 more total for my family. Number of viewers said that they had Spirit tickets booked, and now they're going to have to rebook, and it's going to cost them way more. Laura Menchaca, thanks for watching, and all of our Facebook viewers as well. All right, guys, I am wrapping up this live stream. Thank you for joining us, for watching. Wow, the end of Spirit Airlines. The end of Spirit Airlines. It was when we came on the air, Spirit Airlines flights were in the air flying, and then by the end of the stream, no more Spirit Airlines. Wow. So that is it for now. Thank you for watching, and we will see you soon with more. And again, my thoughts with terrible. All the Spirit Airlines employees impacted by this, everybody else impacted this by this always by well, and I hope that all the employees can find other work soon, but not good. Okay, so that is it for now. Thank you for watching, and we will see you soon with more live breaking news coverage right here at Agenda Free TV.